My name is Susan Shaner with Sage Leadership Strategies, LLC, and I'm your host this evening of Community Forum. And I have the lovely pleasure of having two women entrepreneurs, Liz Gilbert, who is the owner and president of Gilbert's Gourmet Goodies, and Joni Lowe, who is the owner of Positive Energy Dance for Women in Brookfield. So welcome, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Nice to be here.
And I understand that you've both been in your businesses roughly about 2 years now, right?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
And the statistics are for startup businesses, about 50% of them fail in the first 2 years, and I know you both have been very successful. So my hope is for tonight to give our viewers an understanding of your products and services, as well as to maybe share some of your wisdom and learnings about what it's like to start up a business.
Okay.
So I thought it might be helpful first just to give an overview of your businesses. So Liz, do you want to go first and tell us about Gilbert's Gourmet Goodies?
Sure. Gilbert's Gourmet Goodies is a business where I manufacture specialty baked products that are all natural. There's no preservatives. They are gluten-free, wheat-free, soy-free, milk-free, nut-free, corn-free, so that there are delicious baked products, and they're also safe for people to eat.
So that's a lot of free. What's in them?
What's in them are alternative flours and no wheat, nothing among the top 8 allergens that makes people sick. So they're full of alternative flours and sugar and eggs and no preservatives.
Okay, great. And then where do you sell them?
I sell these in stores throughout Connecticut and New York. And my flagship products are my cookies. I make 3 different types of cookies. Chocolate chip, which is a bestseller. They're all bestsellers. But Snickerdoodle, which is a cinnamon sugar cookie. And old-fashioned sugar cookies, and they come in a giant size and in a bite-sized cookie.
So you said they're for people who have allergies or who can't eat wheat. Is that
right? This really serves a lot of people. There are over 11 million people in America who have food allergies.
Wow, that many.
That many. And among the top allergies, food allergies, includes the things that I don't bake with. So there's the wheat, the soy, the corn, the milk. Are some of those top allergens. So there's a lot of people who can't eat those for medical reasons, conditions. There's people who are allergic. There's people who have celiac disease, which is an autoimmune disease where you can't ingest any gluten. Okay. There are people who don't want to eat wheat, who want to eat a healthier cookie. Mm-hmm. And so it really serves a lot of those people. And I have a lot of customers who are allergic and who have a number of different intolerances or might have a disease or a medical condition, but I have a lot of customers who like the taste and they feel they're healthier products.
So that's great. So it can appeal to both markets. Those people who have, for whatever health reasons, maybe it's a tastier cookie.
They are delicious.
And then for those who want to eat healthier, they can do so and still get that great taste.
Exactly. Exactly. And I also sell the cookie dough. So for people who like to make their own at home, there's a lot of people like me who can't eat wheat cookies off the shelf, but now you can make them at home, or you can roll them out and make Christmas cookies or holiday cookies. So that's a lot of fun too.
Okay, so you have a wheat allergy yourself?
I do. I was diagnosed with severe allergies to the foods that I don't bake with, the wheat, the corn, the soy, etc., about 4 years ago, and apparently, according to the doctors, I probably had an intolerance all my life, and my body just stopped allowing me to digest them. There's a question on whether or not I have celiac disease, unsure, but I know that I cannot eat these products. Wow. And so I wanted to find something that was good to eat that didn't contain any of those, and it was hard. So I decided to try and make my own. Okay, great. So I think that gives us a handle for what kind of business you're in, right? Okay, Joni, can you tell us a little bit about what you have a dance studio, right?
Yes.
What that's about.
Dance studio for women. There are many dance studios in the area, but they're all focused on girls and tights and tutus, And when those girls grow up, we have no place to dance. So I gather women together and we dance in a beautiful, clean, pretty studio. And it's great fun. I love the community of it all, and the ladies love it as well.
So do you have different kinds of classes?
Yes, many different ones. We actually have 2 studio spaces. One studio space is primarily pole dancing, sensual pole dance. And then in the other studio space, we offer belly dance, hip hop, urban dance, street jazz, as well as belly dance fit, which is more of a belly dance class for the purpose of getting fit, really, a lot of crunch work and stuff in the abs. We also offer workshops and parties on the weekends. Occasionally we do like a salsa party for couples. Also we do workshops that a therapist come in and give a workshop on passionate partnerships. Things like that, fun things, different things, also contributing to create that sense of community amongst the women who are students at the studio.
And I think you opened your studio in August?
Yes, just over the summer, but before that I was teaching by myself. I rented space from different studios, 5 different studios in the area, and I would promote myself, get my own students, handle the money, and just rent from those spaces. But I felt like I was operating my business with my hands tied behind my back, that I couldn't grow because those studios wouldn't make that commitment to me. Like I didn't know if I was going to have it for just one 6-week session or for 4, 5, 6 6-week sessions, because they may want to use the space to offer their own classes instead of renting it to me.
And your studio's over in Brookfield on Federal Road, right?
Yes, great location.
Near Costco, is it?
Yes, just one light north of Costco.
Okay, that's
Easy
terrific.
to get
so,
to.
So I think we have a handle on your business as well. So more of a service versus Liz is more of a tangible product, obviously, that you can eat. So I'm wondering if you ladies can tell us a little bit about your backgrounds, you know, how long you've been in the Danbury area, and what led you to want to start your business, and in particular the kinds of businesses that you started. So Liz, you want to
Sure.
take that away?
I've been in the Danbury, Bethel, Newtown area for about 20 years. And I was in corporate America. I was in human resources for 25 years in Fortune 500 companies. And my last position in human resources was a senior role, international responsibility. And then I moved into the business, and then I got laid off. And when I was trying to decide what I wanted to do, I decided that it was time for me to follow my passion. I've been diagnosed with these severe allergies 2 years prior. And I had been I've always baked from scratch my whole life, and I said, you know, I'm going to try and develop my own recipes and see what happens. So that's what led me. It was all fortuitous, all the circumstances that happened and came together. It took me about 6 months, hundreds of experimentations, hundreds of recipes, until I finally got something that people said, wow, this is really good. And most of the people that I tested on at the beginning were people, and when I say tested, that I asked them to try my samples, were people who didn't have any kind of allergies or anything. Just, you know, try it and see what you think. And a lot of kids. And when people started coming back to more, saying, wow, these are really good, I'd really like to have some more.
Despite the fact that they're healthier.
Right. They didn't, a lot of people didn't even know.
Yeah.
So, and then people started hearing about me and seeking me out. And so I said, you know, I think I have a business here. I'm going to go ahead with this. And I'd done some research. I learned about all the people, the 11 million people with food allergies, et cetera, et cetera. So I knew there was a real need for the business, too.
Wow, Liz, I mean, working in the corporate world in human resources is a far cry from baking cookies.
Oh, my God. It is a completely different life.
So how did you know even how to get started?
Well, you know, I think it's like a lot of people, it was a passion. I knew that there was a need for it based on market research, based on my own need, based on talking to people. And I knew that the way to do it was to just try and experiment and come up with a recipe that would work, or recipes that would work. And I also said to myself, I gave myself a certain amount of time, and I said, if I don't come up with something that works, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I need to go back into the corporate world. But it worked, and people started finding me, and then I started selling at farmers markets to people I didn't know, and I started getting a following, and then I started in the stores. So it's been an evolving
So you
kind of a
started with the
process.
farmers markets
I did.
before you went to the stores?
I did. I started with the farmers markets to see if there was really if there was really an interest, if people who didn't know me at all would even buy these. And I found that I had a lot of repeat business, and people started hearing about me and coming to the farmers markets for my foods. And then people would say to me, why aren't you in this store or that store? Would you think about this store? And so I started getting leads, and as I went to the stores to show them my product, they all said, the first thing that will happen in a store is they'll taste it. And they all said, wow, this is really good. yes, we want it. So I knew I had something, and that's what kept me.
So is it really grown through, it sounds like, excuse the expression, but it sounds organically, like through referrals?
It's actually a perfect word for how my business is growing. It is growing organically.
Are your products organic?
They have organic.
Well, we're talking about organic.
They're all natural, and they have organic ingredients in them.
Okay.
Lots of word of mouth, lots of referrals. I've done a lot of events with the celiac associations around the state in New York. And people talk to people who talk to people. I get calls and emails from people a lot. People also from the farmers markets and the stores have learned about me and learned about my things. And when a new product goes in the store, I'll sample it sometimes. Sometimes the store just says, hey, there's a new product, and people try it, and then if they come back for more, then you know the business is taking off.
So you make it sound so easy, like I just did this recipe, I tested it out, and suddenly everybody wanted it. It sounds like it all happened so easy, and you just sort of took the plunge.
Oh, really? It is not easy. It's been anything but easy.
Really?
It's very, very hard. And I guess the big difference when you're in a corporate environment, you have your role, you have your structure, you know what you need to do, you have support.
Yep.
You know, you don't think about your computer's not working, you don't think about who you need to call.
Right.
There's somebody there.
Yeah.
If you need to go make a copy, you go down to the copy machine. I mean, so it's very easy, it's very comfortable, frankly, in those ways. And there's a lot of support around you. You walk down the hall, there's someone in another office to talk to. When you're in your own business as an individual person, and I went from, like you said, corporate human resources, where I knew what I was doing for 25 years, to something that I really didn't know. There's so much I'm learning. There's so much that I don't know. And I'm all alone. So it's been actually tremendously hard. And I guess I'm happy that it sounds easy, but it's not easy. It's very difficult.
So how have you gotten the support that you've needed? And clearly you've pulled different resources together, and you've got a viable product, and you've been successful. I mean, you're selling product, right?
Right. I love networking. For me, it is a core competency, if you will. That's my HR speak. It's something I love to do. And networking simply means calling someone and talking to them. And one of the things that I've done from the get-go with my business is call people and say, can you give me advice? What should I do about this? What should I do about that? And I realize that most people don't know or may not want to talk to me, but I never walk away without a referral. Just because someone will say, well, I don't know, I'm not sure. Have you tried so-and-so?
Yeah.
Have you thought about this? It always leads to another lead, and then I talk to someone else. And so that's how I've learned.
You know, so it sounds, you say, well, I'm all alone, but it sounds like you're not at all. There's a network behind you. I have several entrepreneurial women groups that I'm involved with, and I've met a lot of entrepreneurial women that I talk with and meet with and email and connect with, and that's been a huge source of support for me, which has been great. So you're right, I have this network and I have the support out there, but when it comes to my business, it's really me doing the actual work and all the outsourcing and everything I need to do to make the business work. Yeah. So Joni, so you've got a product that you've developed. Now, Joni, your business is very different. You actually have a physical facility and you offer a service, which are these classes, right?
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about, you know, your background, how long you've been in the Danbury area, how you came to start up this particular business?
Okay. I've been in the area for about 12 years, and my background is that I was in information technology for 10 years.
Oh, so you were in the corporate world too.
I was. Then I took some time off to do that family thing, I have 2 young children, and I was just sitting home watching TV, and on Oprah I saw the highlight was pole dancing, sensual pole dancing, and I just loved it. I became very passionate about it. I loved the movement. I loved being with women. I loved the strength you need to maneuver your body on the pole for those more advanced tricks. And it was celebrating being a woman. It wasn't trying to perform to turn someone on sitting in the corner. It was very well respected and beautiful, beautiful movement. And when I saw it that day, it was actually later that night, I was sitting and knitting. And it just hit me. I had to do this. And I had to teach it. I needed to share it with other women.
So this was an Oprah show?
Yes. Like 3-4 years ago. So I had taught aerobics in my early 20s, so I had a little bit of fitness background. And I went out to California and I trained, worked intensively 8 hours a day for 3 weeks, which was fabulous, doing pole dancing. And then I came back and I decided to do my own thing. I remember the exact day, the exact moment the first woman handed me $200 to book a party, to do a pole party at her home. And as well, she was also a first student of mine to teach class, which was just fabulous. I had a goal. By January 15th, I want to start teaching classes, and I hit it. And it was very exciting. And it's evolved, you know, women, a lot of word of mouth. Word of mouth is huge. And that's great that I'm dealing with women because we like to chat. And so it's very valuable there. And women are just telling their friends. And again, like earlier I said, I just felt, you know, I couldn't really be successful. Like I was living small, and I'd like to live large. And I really feel a sense of service to these women. Like I'm really providing for them. I hate to clean, but when I'm cleaning my studio, because you have to wear all the hats as an entrepreneur, when I'm cleaning the studio, I feel like I'm really providing a nice clean studio, because a few years ago I was looking in the area for dance places because I just yearned to dance, and like there was toilet paper on the floor, there were no paper towels, it was dirty, it was messy. I mean, when I moved into the studio, it was messy. There was a lot of work to really work on it and make it clean and make it pretty, really make it for women. And I've succeeded at that. Women come in and they feel relaxed and they comment that they really like it in the space.
So opening your studio was a big milestone for your business, a way for you to really expand
Absolutely.
Your class offerings.
Yes, it's like I'm here to play. Yeah.
So what kind of feedback are you getting from the women that are taking the classes?
Great. I was actually very touched earlier today. I got an email from a woman who was just glowing and glowing about, she's so glad I opened the studio. She even referred to an illness. I think she had bulimia, and that this is helping her to feel safe and comfortable in her body and to move. And she feels like, she was talking about her free spirit, like as a child, that she feels that free spirit of a child for the first time as I'm getting goosebumps, as an adult. I mean, it was just tremendous. And just there are women that take multiple classes because they like it there, they like the service, they like the teachers, they like the classes.
So it sounds like you're having a really big impact on women's lives and how they view themselves. And
Absolutely. I want them, you know, sometimes they come in, they feel tired, but when they leave, they've got smiles on, they feel like, you know, they had a workout, they may feel sexy depending on what class, feel empowered and ready to move on.
So it sounds like for both of your businesses, even though they're very different, that you've achieved some initial success. So I'm going to ask both of you what you would say is kind of the biggest accomplishment you've achieved so far, and what are the supports and resources you had to corral to make that happen? So, Joni, you want to start with that? Yeah.
Well, going from just myself being the sole teacher and to my grand opening where I started to offer additional classes, I mean, I more than tripled the students. And then just in the past 4 months, I've almost doubled my students. So I'm really excited about that. Just thrilled and can't wait for it to continue growing. And I'm sorry, what was the second question?
Well, so how did you make that happen? I mean, you've got exponential growth now.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm so focused on continuing that and making it greater. Word of mouth is huge. Postcards. One day I went with a colleague of mine and we went just to beauty salons and invited the staff to an open house. I've had 2 open houses, which have been fabulous, so much fun. It's 4 hours of dance on a Saturday for free, and every half hour there's a different teacher leading a class. So you get a taste of 8 classes.
So it's like you've
offering.
had a sort of showcase.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But but they participate. So the last one we had almost 100 women at it just a couple of weeks ago.
Because some of the classes like the hip hop and the belly dancing, those are kind of in and fun. I mean, I imagine you probably get some eyes, when you're talking about the pole dancing, and people a little skittish on that, like, what's that about?
And they don't need to go to that studio and take those classes. That's fine.
But they also could try it out the open house, it sounds like.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. We also offer teasers where they can come and really take a whole class of the sensual pole dance. And there's like drop-ins, and if you call, you know, people could drop in on a class, try a class out.
Okay.
I mean, usually I run the classes in 8-week blocks. And right now we're like in the 3rd week, but women are still calling and saying, can I get in? I know you're in the middle of the
that's
session.
great. That's great.
So I'll work with them. You know, they can take 5 classes of, let's say, belly dance, and the 3 classes they've already missed, maybe they can try a hip-hop class for 3 weeks.
So you've got some really good momentum going in your business now.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Great.
I can't wait.
Liz, what would you say is one of your biggest accomplishments, and how did you get there?
For me, it was getting into the stores, and then I've had great success in the stores. It's really very, very special to me. Every time I go into a store, I'd say 9 out of 10 times they love the product, they buy the product, they sell the product. And I'm in over 25 stores now, moving into New York City. And so
New York City is a great market.
big market. I have customers in New York City who said, please come down here. And customers are referring me to lots of different stores. So to me, that's just huge. And I also get the emails from people saying, thank you so much. Your stuff is so wonderful. It's so helpful. From me, from my child, from my mother, from my father.
So how have you done it?
Have I done?
How have you achieved these key milestones?
Well, I think it's a great product. I believe in it. I think you have to really believe in your product.
So you're passionate about it.
Very passionate about it. And you have to persevere. I mean, it's up to me to go in and sell it, or you to sell what you're doing,
Yeah.
and you have to believe in it. And perseverance is huge.
Let me ask you both this question, and I know a lot of men don't get this question, but I do think, and I hate gender stereotypes, but I do think there's a unique challenge with women entrepreneurs, and in particular, I know you both are moms. You've got 2 young children under 10. You've got 3 children. How have you managed, and starting up a business is a lot of work and a lot of energy. How have you managed to juggle it all with your family responsibilities and being the CEO hat, wearing the CEO hat?
It's very hard. It's very hard because you're wearing every hat within your own business, but you still have to make dinner and clean up and get the homework done and do the wash. And I'm up on email, past midnight many times, and up early in the morning getting the kids off and then out and running around. So it's hard. And I have a wonderful husband who's very helpful and very supportive, and that helps a lot. And by the way, the kids are very supportive, and they help a lot too.
Their friends are probably eating a lot of the cookies.
Yes, they are. They are.
But it also sounds like with 25 years in the corporate world, you're used to sort of juggling a lot of things.
Lots of different things at once.
Okay, Joni, what about you?
Yes, it does definitely have its challenges, but being an entrepreneur, you can pick your own schedule to some extent. So, like, I put the kids on the bus every morning, which I take pleasure in that. I have breakfast with them. I walk them to the bus stop. They get on the bus. As soon as they get on the bus, I'm in business mode and I'm working. I try to take out about 4 hours, one morning, 1 day a week on home stuff. The laundry, the food shopping, all that fun stuff. And then they get off the bus and it's, time for me to spend with the children until the babysitter comes, because then I go to the studio in the evenings and I work some more. So it's juggling, and, I have to check with the babysitter. Are you available? Can you cover me this? Oh, something come up. Can you come a half hour earlier? And great communication with the husband, reaching out, asking for support, asking for help, and he's tremendous. And the kids get so excited. I love it when they say, Mommy, how was your class last night? It's so cute. I love it.
So let me ask you this, both of you, just kind of a headline on what's your next big milestone that you want to achieve in your business? Joni, you want to take that one?
I'm just the growth. Like right now, a busy night, I have about 50 women in the studio and on Tuesday nights. I'd like to make that, like 80 women every night, Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
And I want that to happen, like by May, June, like really soon, like 4 nights a week, have that
And what's
growth.
your approach for making that happen?
Word of mouth, promotions,
So just
try
continuing, like,
classes.
building that momentum.
Yeah, another open house is scheduled for the spring already. And yeah.
Okay, Liz?
I'm looking for a substantial growth, and the way I'm planning to get there is I want to increase my stores throughout Connecticut. I actually want to get regional throughout New England and New York City. I'm working with one distributor. I want to increase that. I have someone who is going to partner with me on sales. I'm rebuilding. I have a website, but I'm rebuilding it. And I plan to get involved in more associations and a lot of, again, word of mouth. So.
But you're out of the kitchen now, right?
Yes.
You're not baking.
I still do some baking, but I'm outsourcing my baking.
Okay.
I'm there. When I say out, I'm involved in every aspect, but I myself cannot do all the baking and everything else that needs to be done.
Okay, great. So what I'm going to ask both of you women, you've been very courageous and you've taken the plunge to start your own businesses, and you've achieved some tremendous success in your first 2 years, which is really the hardest part. So what advice or words of inspiration would you give other women who are thinking of doing it?
I would say it has to be a passion. You hear that everywhere. It does. It has to be a passion because you have to believe in it. And once that honeymoon phase is over and you still are working on your business, you have to want to be doing it. I have been told by many people it's going to cost you twice as much and take you twice as long as you expect. And I am finding that's absolutely true. So be prepared for that.
So passion, hard work, realistic deadlines.
Money.
Timeframes.
You need to have money.
Yeah.
Somehow, savings, some way to fund your business. And I think building your own support group and your support network and networking with everyone that you can. Can't be afraid to pick up the phone and to push yourself, to promote yourself.
Okay, great, thanks. Joni?
I'd say passion is tremendous. I agree with you. Also, I found surrounding myself with positive people that supported what I was up to in life is so valuable. I mean, occasionally people I met were a little negative or dragging me down. You know what? I chose not to spend my time with those people. Very much surrounding myself with love and people who loved what I was up to, and also just seeking guidance when I wasn't sure of something.
So passion, surrounding yourself by really supportive, loving people, and seeking guidance when you needed it.
Absolutely.
Okay, we have about 30 seconds. I want to make sure our viewers know how to reach you if they're interested in dancing or some good cookies. So I know you both have websites. Can you just share what your website is?
Mine is very simple. It's www.gilbertsgourmetgoodies.com, all one word.
Great.
And mine is danceforwomen.com.
Great. Thank you, ladies, for a wonderful overview on your businesses. Thank you all for joining us.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, so right.